Yeah, that was bad. That's bad. We're working on it. Baby steps. Well, we don't have a lot of time for baby steps with the SPO. 24th is the public hearing. Not unless they stumble and or reconsider and take it back, which they've done before. It's not impossible. But they've already, that was that big new the OCLRA had all those.
Can you hear me okay, Jonna?
Positions on.
Yeah, I can hear you great. You can hear me.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm trying to see.
Do you want me to go back on being host or do you want to stay host?
You can be host, that's fine.
Okay.
I didn't know that I had picked it.
Well, the first one who's on gets the honor.
Mhm. And I don't know if the owl.
We are properly posted and we are ADA handicap accessible. So we'll call to order, and the announcement I would like to make is that UW Extension will not be presenting at this meeting. So we have conservation things to address and that will be all. I need a motion to approve today's agenda for this meeting.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Oops.
And favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, agenda approved, and that says at the discretion of the vice chair, so if we have to move things around, we can. Have you had a chance to look at the previous meetings? And if so, could I have a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the January meeting.
Thank you, Chris. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, good. Unanimous, passed. Day of the future meeting. Date and location of the future meeting.
Would be March 9th.
March 9th.
March 9th at 1 o'clock in the boardroom.
That works.
All right. We don't need a motion for that, right? Did we just post that? So public comment. Do we have public comment today?
Yes. Hello. Eric Rumpala, 105776 Woodmere Road, Irma, Wisconsin, and property owner at 4212 Lakewood Road in Cashion. I quickly would like to go over the result of the last P&D meeting where your guys' recommendations for shoreline protection and clear cutting issues were not particularly addressed very well. And it's disappointing that the P&D failed to even entertain any discussion on your recommended language for, I don't know, consensus, maybe change the language a little where everybody was comfortable with. So, and like I said, very disappointing that a conservation committee appointed by the chairman of the county board got so little recognition for the work and efforts you made for them to at least consider the issue. So what we do have going on is our group, Oneida County Clean Waters Action, and OCLRA, Oneida County Lakes and Rivers Association, have put together language considering the P&D committee's concerns with the language that your committee presented. We're working on trying to address the issues that the P&D committee mentioned. And we hopefully will have some language that'll be more amenable to them. We would appreciate We will be sharing, that language in an email to this committee probably by tomorrow. It's flexible language. It could be discussed and it should be discussed, and we're asking for you to all consider that and then weigh in, at least by the public hearing, if not for the February 18th P and D meeting, which we will be asking to be put on their agenda so we can have a little back and forth on this issue. I think, clear cutting in the access viewing corridor is not acceptable. I think there is a happy medium somewhere where we can have a little more protection and at the same time allowing the P and D committee the last word on being to go above or below whatever, you know, they would have the ability, something similar to a conditional use permit, like above, you know, so. I think we're being very reasonable. Like I said, I ask you to please consider that language and give us some support. And we hope to be, we know we'll be at the 18th meeting, hopefully we'll be as an agenda item and we can actually sit in one of these big floppy chairs. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Eric, as always. Any other public comment? I don't see anybody else. PFAS update. Come on, to the comfy chairs.
I'm not gonna sit because there really isn't that much going on. I
Okay.
just let you know quickly, the governor and the legislators say they're getting closer, but I'll believe it when I see it. So the 125 million that the county would actually get some hands on to help distribute in the county, that's still in Madison. That's really the only breaking news.
Well, thank you. It makes me feel good to hear that they think we're getting closer. Okay. Attendance at Wisconsin Land and Water Conservation Association Annual Conference and 2026 Wisconsin Lakes Convention, which are,
I asked for this to be added so we could ask if any of the committee members would like to attend.
absolutely, I'm glad you asked, Colette. I feel very strongly about attending I am so proud of our committee and department's work on the lake classification system. And that's going to be addressed, I believe, at both. Is that correct? Joanne is doing a demonstration and lecture at the Wisconsin Lakes Convention. And I believe you're doing the Land and Water Conservation Association. Correct. So, yeehaw! When I would definitely like to attend the Wisconsin Lakes Convention to cheer on Joanne and tell everybody else there how proud I am of what we've been. You know, when I say we, I know that I didn't actually physically do the work, but the team together pulled something out that everybody in the county can use and use productively, and hopefully a template for other counties to use to form something similar. So I'm a little bit of a cheerleader. I would love to be there to lead the cheer.
So I'd like to make a motion that we ask any of the committee members if they'd like to attend, and if they would like to, that we approve their attendance. And that would include paying their admission and their mileage. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Rob is there too. I don't see Rob. Hi, Rob.
That's because I don't know how to turn the video on.
Oh, never mind. I'm glad to know you're there. I thought you weren't attending, so, okay.
Well, Rob, you're looking gorgeous.
Very handsome today.
Yeah, thank you. I'm
Okay,
afraid if I touch the wrong button, I'll lose you.
Okay, well, so we've had a motion and a second. to send willing participants to the conventions, not to be a hog, but I would show up for Michelle too, if nobody else does. Because I do think it's a big deal, it is a big deal. This is something that real estate personnel can use for their patrons who are asking them, what is this like to have to offer me? And instead of being a 2x4 in the head, you know, striking people in the head for doing something wrong, we're presenting educational material that this is the challenges this lake has. It's either, you know, mild, moderate, or severe. And these are the things that can be done to manage it. So it's an educational piece. It's not necessarily a punishing situation or us against them or my way, not your way. So at any rate, I think it is very useful and I can't wait till everybody gets to click on it and use it at will. And so we had a motion, we had a second. I guess we have to vote, huh? So all in favor of sending personnel to, are there any other members who would like to go to conference?
I may go to the April conference.
The April one, okay. All right,
I might do the April one also.
okay. Sounds like a plan. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of sending willing committee members to the conferences, please say aye.
I,
Any opposed? It's unanimous. I guess we have an agreement for that. Okay. Citizen member on the CUW committee. This is something that has been brought up. We have a citizen member for agriculture. We have never had one. How would you put it, Michelle? Protecting the interests of our lakes and waters, even though our county makes a lot more money out of our lakes and our waterways than it does out of agriculture, just the way that we're constructed. We are known for one more than the other. It's not saying one is more important, it's just saying they're both important. And it would be nice to have a citizen member voicing those interests on our committee as well.
Want me to take it?
I have a question. Michelle, you and I talked about this, but how does the voting work then? What is the quorum? Do we need, if we ask for this and we get another person, do we have a quorum that would be still 3?
That's a good question. I didn't think of that, and when I approached Corp Council, that did not come up either. But that's certainly something we can investigate. I do know, I reached out to Chad, he said, legal perspective, we are able to bring on one more, up to 2 citizen members, so we've got our agricultural rep here, which is statute driven, so that's statute required. And I know it's been in the back of my head for some time, even when we went through the process of getting our ag representative, which wasn't an FSA, meaning a farm service agency, which was many, many years back, right? It was like what they call an FSA rep. So we have an agricultural, thought it would be kind of complimentary for Atlantic County to have a lakes person, lakes, rivers, waters person, whatever we would call that. So there is that room in statute saying we can
Yes,
have
the
that.
statute allows it, it
Yes.
doesn't demand it.
Yes, exactly. County code would have to be changed. Carl, you had given out email and said, if we need help with that county code change, you would be up to helping on that, cause I'm sure you're doing that a lot on your end. P and D. So we do know, because right now county code says 5 members plus, actually they have it still wrong, because they say plus FSA member, so it really needs to be updated.
It needs to be
Anyways.
changed anyway.
Right, so quorum, good question, Colette, I don't know, that may mean it pops up one, I guess we can find out. I did have a call and an email out to Tracy Hartman, just to ask her about where do we, if we're all comfortable with that and we want to try this, where does it go next? My guess was executive committee. And then maybe when we fill that position, it goes to county board. I'm trying to get word from Tracy with that, just to make sure we get the right order of things here, so we'll make sure we get the right order if committee so chooses to try this, citizen member. My suggestion would be to do it the same way that we brought on Levi, where we have the materials, the posting in hand, the application in hand, and basically have a submittal of that application process. Why, what their background is, and then have committee or chair and department, however we all want to look at that. And see who was interested with that person, who that person might be. But first things first is what committee feels about it.
Okay, I would like to make a motion that we add an additional citizen member to our committee to reflect the lakes and waters of our county. Especially as their economic impact on us is so great. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion?
Michelle, I'm assuming that like what we did with the agricultural representative, we would then have to post this and have people apply to be part of the position, and we'd have to find budget money for them to come to the meetings and do whatever might need budget money for. Is that correct?
Yes, we would do the posting, we would make it an application process. As for budget, I know that there are other citizen members on other committees. So I think instead of going forward with like saying our budget, I think we just go forward with the process of the citizen member and see where it kind of shakes out. Maybe have some guidance from Tracy Hartman on that as well. Instead of, because I'm not sure I'm assuming county board fund is paying other citizen members. And if that's the situation for other citizen members, why would it not hold through for our member? That type of thing, so. Carl.
Yeah, Michelle mentioned something about coming out of the land and water budget, and I stated, I don't think it's appropriate. We have a board of adjustment, which is 5 members and 2 alternates, which are citizen members that take a look at administrative decisions made by either the committee or by the office. They're under our umbrella, so to speak, as far as we process expenses for them, but that does not come out of planning development budget. It comes out of your county board member budget, whatever that is. So I think if the United County Board of Supervisors wants a citizen member, that the county board should pay for that out of that line item. That's my opinion, but.
And do you know how many other citizen members there are on other committees?
Well, take a look at the book I call it, the little book that you get from, see, there's a lot of citizen members on various types of committees.
Yeah.
Just for Board of Adjustment, we have 7 citizen members.
I'm thinking it's around 20, but I mean, I'm, in my head, it's, kind of cloudy. Would you say that there's a possibility of that many members in my dream?
No, there's a lot. I mean, Rob, I think he's on some of the citizen committee, committees.
Rob, do you have a comment about that, about other citizen members, or how many?
The Human Services Committee has 4 citizen members. you have to double check. Some of those citizens members are appointed by the county board chair versus the committee. So I think it depends on how you word it. So in other words, if you did have a citizen member, the application, the interest might have to go to the county board chair, and the county board chair makes the recommendation for the county board. I can't remember if a human service committee, if the chair appointed him or they came to us and we appointed him and then it went to the full county board. But Tracy will know.
Okay.
Yeah. I
So
would
can you
imagine
read the
he's-
motion back then? Are we asking if we can add them to the full county board or to the executive committee?
Do you wanna read that?
So you just said that you were gonna make a motion to add an additional citizen member to the CUW committee to be the voice of the lakes and rivers of Oneida County. That's all I'm tracking as of right now.
Yeah, and maybe that's because we're not quite sure if it goes, does it go to the executive committee first? Do we make do we take it to the entire county board first? I don't know.
To me, you as a board are making the decision that you'd like to have a citizen member on your committee, so then Michelle and I would have to work out what that process would be,
Okay,
whether you vote Dr. Tracy.
okay. Well, that's my motion, we'll do that.
We did have it.
What?
Keep it just how you got it.
Yeah, and we'll turn it over to Michelle and Carl to find the pathway. We know it's available by statute, but we're gonna have to make some editorial changes. Regardless of whether we do that or not, we still have to make some editorial changes. So, to the statute, okay.
Well, you have to understand who is going to have the power to recommend the appointment. That you could work out again to the disadvantage of the committee, because if it's the county board chair or somebody else that makes a recommendation, it could very well be somebody that doesn't align with the philosophy of the Lakes and River Group.
That's a
Correct?
That's a very good
Yeah.
point, and we were talking about how the last citizen.
Yeah, we would run it the same way as we did our agricultural representative, Rob, and that way is where that, obviously, that position was already there for us to fill because of statute
Yep.
requirement. And that was committee picked that person, and then we took that and had that officially appointed by the county board.
Okay.
So that, I guess,
So do we need to add something to the motion to that effect then?
No, they'll find it out.
Okay.
Carl will find that out.
Yeah, all you're doing is.
I'm okay with what it is.
Yeah, all you're doing is supporting, you believe that there should be another citizen member on the committee. And again, it's Michelle's and my job to figure out how.
Before
Yes.
August 1st.
It'll be before then.
Okay, so does anybody else, Chris, do you have anything else?
No.
Shall we vote on that? All in favor? Aye.
Alright.
Aye.
Okay, so it's unanimous. Pass.
thank you.
Okay, Wisconsin Land and Water Conservation Association Environmental Awareness Poster and Speaking Contest update. Michelle?
Yes, it was an exciting day, honestly, up in Vilas County. We kind of took home the cake and ate it too. So our first, well, actually, we had two speakers, elementary and junior sisters. They are both moving on to state, so they took first place at Vilas County.
They
Pretty
both
darn-
took first place.
Pretty darn exciting, so we'll have two speakers presenting in the Dells. And then we've never done this well in the poster contest before. There are 5 divisions of the 5, we took first place in 4 of them.
Oh,
The only place we didn't take home bacon was grade 4 through 6. So we are sending 4 posters down to state to compete at state level. I don't remember, I think we might have competed before, maybe with 1 when I've been down there that I recall, so they did really, really great. So Ainsley Pitlick and Sutton Pitlick were our 2 speaker winners. And I will just shout out the names here for our first place posters. Brooks Darton, Sugar Camp, Harper Bach, Three Lakes, Mackenzie Metzer. She also took best in show for our local competition. That was from James Williams Middle School. And our high school group was Sawyer Suze from Three Lakes. And those posters are in the hallway. So if anybody wants to take a walk and look, see, they are up there, so you'll be able to see those. So just a big shout out to those students. They did a great job.
State goes to national, right?
They can, yes, not in the speaking contest, but in the poster contest, the winner of any of the state categories could compete nationally. And we did have a state winner last year before, I can't remember which. I think it was from Portage County. So it'd be really cool to see a national winner there. But I'll keep you all posted.
Thank you. Item 10, Shoreline Protection Ordinance 9.95, and Article 10 update.
Okay, I think I'll start this. I might throw it over to Carl just for a second or two. As you already know, Eric had mentioned that, our letter. Was not able to discuss our letter. There was a little bit of discussion between Carl and committee member. They didn't seem to want to hear it, so we didn't go anywhere with it. I was not able to even address the definition of landscaping because that was part of the letter. We had the clear cutting and the definition of landscaping. That wasn't even, we couldn't even say anything about that other than what was in written form. So I do know OCLRA, as mentioned, is going to be providing some language that's a little different looking from ours. I wasn't set to provide any more language or to take our language back again to zoning or to P&D. Most likely I shouldn't say most likely, I am going to speak at the very least at the public hearing. And if we do get a chance to talk on the 18th, I will address the definition of landscaping, because I think that needs to be addressed yet. And I don't think I'll say too much more other than supporting OCLRA's language, or just plain out asking P&D, is there a middle ground? And what does that look like? That would be my question to them. And that's kind of where I'm coming from my department and kind of representing the committee. That's my update, other than, Carl, if you have anything for dates or ideas.
Yes, again, Eric has requested to be on the agenda for the 18th, just to talk to the committee. Hopefully as an agenda item, so I was gonna talk to Chairperson Holowinski. Just make sure he's okay with that being on the agenda. We have sent out a notice of public hearing for the 24th. February 24th for changes to a bunch of articles, but primarily Article 9, which is our Oneida County Zoning Shoreline Protection Ordinance, which is a shoreline protection ordinance. And we had a meeting with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources last Thursday, Todd Trosky and myself. We talked probably for a couple hours, but mostly it was just questions on who we are, so to speak, how many people were in our department. Also some just general type of questions on how our ordinance is laid out. And then she had some technical questions on the relationship between our general zoning ordinance and our shoreline zoning ordinance, which we answered. And she said the comments were gonna come out Monday. And I think about an hour ago or 2 hours ago, they came. So I have comments from the Department of Natural Resources, which I have not even looked at. So they're here.
I want to add too that my biggest disappointment of that entire meeting was not only were you not allowed to speak to it, but we had photographs that displayed the major concerns that we had of soil being in the name of contouring, plowed all the way down to the shoreline, just everything gone, everything plowed away, and silt and soil draining into the lake, which is unmistakable and inarguable. I mean, there's no way that this is good for any lake. And I think when we originally looked at those photos, and the P and D committee was also part of seeing some of that, was like, oh, this is wrong, this is absolutely wrong. I mean, it's something that anybody can look at and see it's wrong. We weren't even able to, say, this is why we need to change the wording, it's because of this. So that was a big disappointment, and as was hearing about your retirement, because everybody pretty much shut down at that point, and the party was over. So, whatever we can do, let's do it, and, if we can get a voice, if we can show the pictures, we have the evidence that we're talking about, we have depictions of what we're talking about. We just want a place to be able to voice that. Anybody else? Rob, you were there, do you have anything else that you would like to add to that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Are we updated?
We're updated.
We know what we're doing? All right, 2025 Assembly Bill 449. Yes, local regulation of accessory dwelling units update.
I brought this to the Planning Development Committee. The Planning Development Committee did have concerns regarding the proposed legislation of allowing a second dwelling unit on a parcel of property that currently has a dwelling unit. Our committee basically said, leave it up to the locals, local control. Why is the state sticking its nose in our business, so to speak? I talked to Dave Sadenweiser from Vilas County. It is my understanding that they were gonna have a joint resolution between Land and Water Conservation and Plan Development. And that resolution was discussed at this joint meeting and it went nowhere. I think some of the committee members wanted some additional information. So I do not know if it's gonna go back to either the individual committees or to a joint committee to try to push something forward. So I have no idea what's happening in Vilas County. I did talk to my contact at Wisconsin County Code Administrators, which is a loose organization of zoning administrators. And we've had discussions with Wisconsin Counties Association, and it appears that it does not look like this is going to be moving forward in the assembly in 2026. So maybe a moot point. But who knows, it'll come back. I still have been given orders by the committee to possibly bring something back to them so they can get a resolution to the county board, or they can, or get us more information so they can figure out what they want to do. But I think they want to go to the resolution format with the county board. So that's the only update I have.
Okay, so that's the P and D committee that's asking you for.
They're asking me to do something, so I gotta get back to them.
Okay.
With a resolution or figure out what they want to do.
Okay, and then that will be brought before the whole board.
I hope so. Again, I was hoping to use Vilas counties, and I can't use Vilas County, so I can actually work. I'm just joking, but yes, I have to get something together.
Have you seen Vilas counties?
Yeah, I have a copy if you want to take a look at it. Theirs was mostly related. I gotta take a closer look at it, but most of it was related to additional development, additional nitrates, impact on lakes, that type of stuff. So again, which makes sense because it was Land and Water Conservation that drafted it. That one made sense to me. I would think that when I get working on it, mine is gonna be more like local control. Zoning ordinances, can allow in some zoning districts, second dwelling units. It's just single family, we don't.
Okay.
Thank you. That's an interesting update.
I mean, Carl,
Yes.
I think I sensed from planning and zoning when I was there that there isn't a lot of support for this within Oneida County in any department. I did bring it up at the roundtable at the North Central Regional Planning Commission, and most of the representatives there weren't even aware of it. I'm going down to that legislative conference, and I'll ask and see if there's really any interest at the state level too. So I'll double check when I'm down there.
All right. Or I mean legislative or Wisconsin Counties Association meeting?
It's the legislative conference.
Oh, all right. What is that?
But the counties association sponsors, so that's tomorrow and Wednesday.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Lake District reports. I know we have a wonderful report in here from Horsehead Lake. Does anybody else have any comments?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I was reading through the report about the wheat harvesting. Do you know the date that they harvested?
Let me think. I'm not positive of the dates.
Okay, I'll email Deb and ask her that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I haven't had any other Lake District meetings. Chris, you have none?
No, nothing.
All right.
I think March is my next one sometime.
But thank you for the Horsehead Lake one. I found it very interesting reading. LWCD upcoming events. What is upcoming?
All right, we did include a sheet. It isn't very lengthy. We did have on there just a reminder for the Lakes and Rivers Convention and Wisconsin Land and Water Conservation Association Annual Conference. And the other thing John put on there is we have the environmental awareness poster contest award party coming up next week, Thursday. And that is to celebrate the students with winning posters, so there'll be cookies, punch, lots of clapping, yay, 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 root, 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 that kind of thing. And everyone's certainly invited to attend that, so
Next week, Thursday at 3:30, folks.
Yep. We usually get a pretty darn good group in here, actually.
Yes.
Yep. So that is what I have for updates or for upcoming events within the next little bit here.
Well, I always look forward to the Thursday afternoon celebration. Or at least. I think the kids are just, they are the future of our conservation. And I love telling them how special they are for what they're doing at an age when I was still playing with stuffed animals. So, I mean, really, for them to be doing those kind of posters and public speaking at that age is phenomenal. And it always gives me hope for the future of conservation when I hear them. So that's why I don't miss it. I need that. Everybody's favorite. Okay, office reports.
Nothing fancy unless somebody's got some questions. Pretty typical first of the year or first month of the year. Nothing too exciting happening. Just kind of getting our membership dues out and just starting the year out.
Any questions? Then we will just record that we accept your budget and invoices paid as of this month. And thank you very much. All right, items to include on next agenda.
I'm sure we'll have SPO again. I think we're gonna quite be done with it. And I would probably also put on the Assembly Bill 449, because I wanna keep kind of track of resolution and if we might be looking at joint resolution, or I'll keep my fingers on that pulse there.
And PFAS, just in case the legislature frees up some money for us.
We probably will circle back to citizen member too, in some
Yes.
way or fashion, whether it's like, hey, we're here. Or we're not. Something, we'll have some type of update.
Okay, that's good.
That's good, sir.
And, I don't know, did UW Extension send any items in for next month's meeting? Do we know what they might have on the agenda or?
I don't know. Jonna, are you there?
I'm here.
Did anything come in for UW Extension as possibilities for next month agenda topics?
No, but I thought perhaps if Jess knew, she might want to, say something about that.
At this time, I haven't heard anything from Amber that she might want to share with the committee. I would assume at this point it would just be regular updates that she would usually give, like the AED updates. So maybe just put that on there for now. But other than that, I'm not aware of anything.
Okay, since you're taking the notes, you can put that on there.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. All right, any other public comment?
Renee?
Oh, Carl.
I just don't think it's fair for the background that Colette Sorrell has right now. I know it's
I was at the beach before I came here. It was a little hot, so I came in to get something cool to drink.
I thought I was showing remarkable restraint in not mentioning it, Carl. But every time I see a palm tree, it gives me just a little piece of your vacation, so I thank you for having that in the background.
And it's called Tranquility, it's called Tranquility Bay because it's very nice here.
Well, yes, you just soak all that tranquility up that you can and bring a little home if you could package it. We're glad that you get to be there. Okay, well, we did it, we made it to the end of the list and at 1:43, I'm gonna call this meeting adjourned.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you all, and I'm heading on the road again. Bye.
Bye, Rob. Safe travels.
Drive safely.
Yep, thank you.
Colette, don't leave yet, just hang out. Oh, she's gone.
Oh, she's back to the
Back
palm
to
trees.
Colette,